What is up, geeks? So I've seen Star Wars The Force Awakens twice already. I've seen it in IMAX 3D and in standard definition, and so now I feel ready to give you guys my complete review, my spoiler-filled review, just like the title says. Just warning you guys now, if you haven't seen the movie, don't watch this video. Just keep it in your watch later list. But anyway, I've seen it and I love it. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. It's great, and I'll tell you guys right now, in my Star Wars ranking, it's ranked number 4 in the saga list of all 7 movies. You know, I'm not saying that I don't like it. I'm just saying that Episode 5, 4, and 3 are put above that just because, you know, for a lot of reasons. I could go into, you know, my Star Wars ranking in a separate video, but I'd say right now, Episode 5 is number 1, followed by Episode 4 and 3, closely followed by Episode 7, then Episode 6, Episode 1, then Episode 2. The reason why I put it right below Episode 3 is because of that iconic fight with Anakin and Obi-Wan in Episode 3. That's really the only reason. But this movie is just filled with so much great stuff, so many iconic moments, a lot of fun, and seeing it twice, I was still laughing. So all those comedic moments were not just like for the first time viewers. It was really just, you know, it's going to be a fun movie forever. And I love it. I love how J.J. Abrams, you know, is starting off with this kind of tone for the movie. If we go with this kind of trajectory, it seems like Episode 8 will be a dark movie like Episode 5. So I'm very excited for that because Episode 5 is my favorite out of all the Star Wars movies. But let's get started with my review. All the things that I loved. Number 1, Rey is bae. I started that hashtag and it's starting to trend now. So you guys use that hashtag when you're posting on Instagram and Twitter. Rey is bae. I love Rey. Daisy Ridley played her so well, especially being her, you know, this is her first lead role, her real first role for a movie. She just did so great, and so she was like just such a great character, you know. She was an independent woman, but at the same time, you can relate to her even if you were a guy. And I start to become speechless when I talk about Rey, and I start to stutter my words. I have a huge crush on her now, and it's okay because my girlfriend's fine with that. She's actually my wallpaper. But anyway, before I get off on a tangent with Rey, Kylo Ren was a great villain. And one of the great things that I loved about Kylo Ren is the fact that he really reminded me of Anakin Skywalker. Just like he did in the movie, he really wanted to be like him, and he was like him. You know, very emotional, very, you know, I want to say whiny, but in a good way, because a lot of people trash on the prequels because of how whiny Hayden Christensen is, and now a lot of people love Adam Driver's performance, and I really see their performance is very, you know, they work in conjunction with each other because of how similar they were. And it's just weird for me that people trashed on Hayden Christensen's performance when Adam Driver was just as whiny. You know, every time he took off the mask, it seemed like he was crying all the time. And no, you know, for me, it was a good thing. He did great as an actor, and I loved Hayden Christensen as well. So for me, it was great. But I just, you know, some people can be hypocrites. But anyway, again, with the new cast, Finn and Poe Dameron, you know, with Oscar Isaac and John Boyega, they did great. They did so well together. They were the funniest guys in the movie, along with Han Solo. And R.I.P. Han Solo. It was coming. I knew it was going to come. I just didn't know how it was going to happen. And the way that it happened, I think they handled his death pretty well as far as the death scene. The only thing, well, I'll get into that with the things that I didn't like about the movie. But some more things that I did like, just like the performance of really everyone. I think the acting was just so great in this movie. J.J. Abrams did a good job with directing his actors this time around. You know, compared to George Lucas, he's not really an actor's director, but you know, J.J. really is. He brought out the best in each person, even with Carrie Fisher. I think she did, you know, she could have done better, but I think she did pretty good considering the fact that she hasn't acted in such a long time. So, special effects, great. The practical effects was so nice, and it felt really lived in. It felt like the old Star Wars, so I really loved that. If I had to pick out a moment that I loved the most about The Force Awakens, I'd probably have to say the one line from, well, it's not really a line, but a conversation with John Boyega's character Finn and Han Solo. So John Boyega, you know, he basically convinced everyone to go with his plan to take down the shield generators, but he was really just a sanitary worker, apparently. And what he said, he was like, "We'll use the Force," and then Han Solo was like, "That's not how the Force works." And I think I laughed really hard. It was a great moment. A lot of great moments in the movie. The opening crawl, it was really great to see that. It was a perfect crawl, I think. I think it really described the last 30 years really well. It didn't need any more words. It was a perfect amount of words there, and it was really articulated well. The lightsaber fight, me being a huge lightsaber fan, I was a little bit okay, now we'll get into the things that I didn't like about the movie. It's not a lot of things. It's just like some nitpicking things if I were to nitpick, but it doesn't take away from me from the movie. I thought it was a great movie, nearly perfect. But the lightsaber fight, it seemed like it could have been a little bit better. The choreography was good. I felt like it was really visceral, just like the original trilogy. It just felt like, you know, it was going back and forth in a line. It didn't seem like it was moving around too much, but it was still a great scene. If I were to rank all the lightsaber fights, I would probably say, you know, and this is also going to be a separate video, I think, because that's another great thing to talk about, the lightsaber rankings for me. But I would go number 1 with the Anakin versus Obi-Wan fight, then the Darth Maul, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon fight, followed by Darth Vader and Luke in Episode 5, then again Darth Vader and Luke with Darth Sidious in Episode 6, and then Episode 7, followed by Episode 2. So it's pretty low there, but oh, and also it's followed by Episode 4's duel. Who could forget about that one? Think about it, Rey was an amateur, Finn was also an amateur, Kylo Ren was hurt, so we haven't seen all of them at their best. So I'm really excited to see Rey in her training, and also Kylo Ren training for Episode 8. And I'll get into my theories and speculation, which will also be a separate video, but I'll actually get into that after all the things that, you know, I didn't really like. I would have to say that scene also with the Raftars, is it? The Raftars, it was all CGI, and it felt like it was a completely different movie for that one scene. It was just so different, so I didn't really love that much. Other than that, I think those were the main things that kind of bothered me. There was a little awkward moment when Kylo Ren and Rey were, you know, using the Force to fight each other. In that one scene when he was interrogating her, it seemed like it was a little bit dragged out. So was the, I think the last scene with the Luke and Rey. As powerful as it was, and I love that scene, it just a little weird because they were like staring at each other and they weren't saying anything for a long time. But other than that, great scene. So now I'll get into my theories and speculation. Now there's this one thing in Rey's dream sequence when it seemed like the Force was calling to her, and you hear Obi-Wan's voice, and it was actually confirmed by J.J. Abrams. There's a Facebook link where J.J. Abrams talks about how they used Ewan McGregor and also an old clip of Alec Guinness's voice for that one scene, and he says Rey. And there's another part to the line, but I didn't get to hear it. But I heard it the second time around. So I'm starting to feel like maybe Rey is related to Obi-Wan, because we know that Maz Kanata said to Rey, "Your family's not going to be coming back for you." But then she says, "Someone else will." And then Rey says, "Luke." So I don't think she's related to Luke, but maybe she's related to Ben Kenobi. So that would be really cool. That's my theory. As far as Snoke, I still think he's Plagueis. There's just something about him. I feel like he has some kind of connection to the past, and he seems like maybe an older gentleman. So we'll see who he's connected to, who he actually is in Episode 8. But I'm very excited for Episode 8. I think there's going to be 3 main stories for Episode 8. Just like Episode 5, I think all the characters will be separated. So we have John Boyega. I think he's going to be fighting Captain Phasma. Maybe Captain Phasma's chasing him down. Then you have Kylo Ren training with Snoke. And then you have Rey training with Luke Skywalker. And I'm really excited for that. So I think this video has been pretty long, but I will be continuing to talk with you guys in the comment section about The Force Awakens, as well as an upcoming live stream. I'm planning to do a live stream because I recently hit 3,000 subscribers, and I just want to thank you all for your support. It seems like the fan base is starting to grow really fast, and I'm really excited for that. Thank you guys again. I love all of you guys, all of my fans. And I think what I'm going to do is a live stream for Battlefront. So I'm going to test it out. This is going to be my first Battlefront live stream using the PS4. So it'll be using YouTube Live. I know PS4 can do that now directly. And on the right of the screen will be the comment section. So while I'm playing, I can look at it and answer some of your questions about The Force Awakens. And then you can see at the top right corner will be my face when you see me gaming. But that'll be all in the works pretty soon. I'm planning to do it after the new year because, people, you guys are busy with your families right now. So that'll be great. I'm really excited for that. And I'll tell you guys, maybe a date for that. And of course, it'll have to be, spoilers. We're going to be talking about The Force Awakens during that live stream. So hopefully you guys have already seen it by then. And hopefully, if you're watching this video, you saw it, because I don't want you to be spoiled. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I'm going to continue to bring out a lot more Star Wars stuff. There's just so much things going on now. This is a perfect time to be a Star Wars fan. So thank you guys again. Until next time, embrace, express, and enjoy yourself. May the Force be with you always, my young Padawan.